you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do faith-driven, truth-exposed videos weekly, and so if you're into that sort of thing, go ahead and subscribe. And for all my returning viewers, we are doing something a little bit differently. So I told you there were going to be some conspiracy theory videos, and I am making good on my promise. So for our very first conspiracy theory, one of my absolute favorites, today we are talking about the Titanic conspiracy theories, which is one of my absolute favorites. I think they are beyond fascinating, because with all the things that we know, like the government tries to do stuff and whatever, and then whenever you go so far back and you start seeing that it's been happening for hundreds of years, it's just like you start putting the pieces together and you're like, why didn't we think about this before? We're going to count down the top 3 Titanic conspiracy theories. So the first theory we're going to look at today is called Stranger Than Fiction. There was a story written by William T. Stead in 1886 entitled How the Atlantic Mail Steamer Went Down. And just to kind of sum up the story for you, a mail steamer in the Atlantic collides with another vessel and a shortage of lifeboats caused mass loss. Kind of reminds you of another ship, doesn't it? It didn't necessarily run into another ship, but ran into an iceberg and then didn't have enough lifeboats for all the passengers on board. Kind of interesting. The second theory we're going to look at is 2 birds, 1 ship. There were people fighting against the progressive movement of the Federal Reserve and the opening of the U.S. Bank. There were a lot of people that didn't want the merging of these things. They thought it was too progressive. They just didn't like the ideas. And one of the people who headed up this whole kind of mission was J.P. Morgan. He actually had a hand not only in creating the Federal Reserve, but he also had a hand in owning the International Mercantile Marine, which, yep, you guessed it, housed the Titanic, which was a White Line ship. So the plan was they were going to send the Titanic out and purposefully let it go so they couldn't collect the insurance money. But I know you're probably thinking, well, how would they get, insurance money off of a completely new ship? Well, that's where our number 1 top theory comes into play. So the number 1 theory is that the Titanic really wasn't the Titanic.
Down, down, down you go. No.
It was actually its sister ship, the Olympic. And we have proof of this by the wreckage of the Titanic itself. If you look at these pictures right here, you tell me what you see. Do you see the name of the Titanic, or do you see a faded area where the name Olympic would have been? And really, it's all speculation. They're conspiracy theories, they're ideas, they're pieces that people have put together. There's no actual real bona fide proof. But I do think it's kind of coincidental that J.P. Morgan decided to pull his reservation from the Titanic the exact day, and said that it was due to ill health, but then was seen not just a few hours later out with his wife, in perfect health. A lot of people that were on that ship were people who opposed the progressive ways that we were trying to head towards. This might have been just one instance of an early version of people trying to get their way by moving people out of the way. We have to wise up to this kind of stuff. If we don't see it, we're going to repeat it. It's just the truth. But again, these are all just theories, just ideas, just speculation. Or are they? You be the judge. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the first part of my conspiracy theory series. I hope to do many more like this, and if you guys like them, definitely hit that like button. And if you want more videos like this, leave me comments down below of other conspiracy theories I should look into. And as always, guys, keep learning, expand your mind, be safe, don't be afraid, and do no harm. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you back here on Monday for another video. Mwah. Federal Reserve, but he also owned the international. Actually, a short story that was written by another vessel, and not only did J.P.